When did you realize your parents didn't care if you died? The pet store security footage showed my head bouncing off the floor. When I woke up in the hospital, I immediately threw up blood. You're literally starving to death, the doctor told me. I tried to focus on her face, but everything looked fuzzy. I sat up quickly. I need to get back to work. The electric bill is due tomorrow. The doctor pushed me back down. Don't worry about that. When was the last time you ate? Yesterday morning, I had half a granola bar. She looked horrified as she glanced at my chart. You work 2 jobs and go to school? I work at 4 in the morning delivering newspapers. Then I go to school. Then I work at the pet store until midnight. Your body is showing you right now that you can't keep doing that. I don't have a choice. Someone has to pay the rent or we will get evicted. What about your parents? They can't. They keep getting fired from every job they get. She looked at me with pity. How long have you been doing this? Since I was 15. That's when they stopped trying to find new jobs. And they make you pay all the bills? Yeah, they said raising me cost them too much money and now it's my turn to pay them back. The nurse came in with my test results and showed them to the doctor. His kidneys are starting to fail and his heart rhythm is dangerous. Then she whispered something to the doctor that made her face go white. The doctor looked at me with this expression I couldn't read. We called your parents 3 hours ago to let them know you were in the emergency room. My stomach dropped. What did they say? The nurse stepped forward and her voice was shaking. They told us not to bother them unless you died because they don't want to waste gas money driving here for nothing. I felt my face get hot with shame. They're probably just busy with something important. The doctor's jaw clenched and she said, I'm calling a social worker right now. I tried to sit up, but the room spun. Please don't do that. They'll get in trouble, and then they'll be even more mad at me. The doctor ignored me and picked up the phone. My manager, Tom, had followed the ambulance and was standing in the doorway looking sick. He walked over to my bed and put his hand on my shoulder. Kid, let them help you. A woman in a suit walked in 10 minutes later and introduced herself as a social worker. She looked at my chart and then at me. The hospital told me everything they found out tonight. Is there anything else I need to know? Tom's voice cracked from across the room. I found this kid eating dog food last week because he said it was free and he hadn't eaten in 2 days. The social worker's expression hardened. I'm going to call them right now. She called my parents and put it on speaker. They answered after 2 rings and I could hear the TV really loud in the background. What do you want? We're trying to watch our show. The social worker said who she was. I'm calling from the hospital about your son who passed out at work. He has a head injury. My mom's voice got angry. That useless burden better not be trying to get out of work because rent is due next week. He's in the emergency room. His body is shutting down. My dad started yelling into the phone. I knew we should have aborted him instead of wasting 17 years feeding him. The social worker's face went white. Your son almost died tonight. That would be great, but he's probably faking it for attention like he always does. My mom grabbed the phone. If that worthless mistake dies, make sure the hospital doesn't charge us anything. The doctor tried to speak calmly. Your child's organs are failing from working to support you. Seriously? That lazy piece of garbage can't even handle a simple job without crying about it. Then my dad said something that made Tom leave the room. He better not die before giving us his last paycheck. The social worker hung up and immediately started filling out papers to take me away. Tom came back in with tears on his face and looked right at me. You're moving in with me tonight. I don't want to hear any arguments. I started crying because I knew what would happen to them. They'll lose everything without my money. That's not your problem. You're not going back to that house ever again. I moved in with Tom and his husband, and now I'm healthier than ever. My parents lost their house and moved into a storage unit.